Hi, Internet. How are
Hey,
you?
Internet, coming to you live from the big one in Vancouver. Dale's
Mm,
house is shaking.
yeah, we're gonna fall into the ocean. Shelf's gonna snap off. We're all gonna die.
Where death is imminent. Let's
I
go.
mean, if I had to die, there's nothing I'd rather do than be podcasting with you, Derek.
Yeah, you died. You died as you lived.
Our women would
Fucking
be so upset. They'd be so
saying
jealous
toxic.
we died together and they're just doing shitty work on their computers.
Yeah, or whatever it is. Because my woman isn't working right now. So I
My
don't think she's
woman.
my woman.
Mine is working. Hey, Derek's back.
I'm back.
Back again. Finally, he's back. I can't remember the words. I'm so bad at rap. Um, First pod back since having your preemie baby. So tell us about it.
I had a baby. I
Would you
I
recommend the
I
experience?
didn't have a no, I'd probably avoid like just steer clear of the whole thing if you can.
Negative two
Uh
Yelps on having a
if
premature
you're
baby.
if you're able to, the baby's been doing good and we've received a lot of really excellent care, but
Yeah, he looks fat now, which is
oh, he's
good.
fat. He's fat as shit, which is
Yeah.
like he was so for those I don't know if there's anyone who listens to this podcast who doesn't follow me on social media, but just in case you don't, do you hear those screaming children now?
No, Derek.
Oh my god, they're so fucking
Do you
loud.
hear the
Is my
children,
is my house
Clarice?
haunted?
The
Does
lambs are
nobody else hear these
screaming.
screaming children? Um,
It sets the
my
mood quite nicely for telling us about your baby.
it does, yeah. Because one day my baby too will be a fucking obnoxious screaming child in the neighborhood.
Now you're gonna have
Uh,
two.
my wife gave birth to a baby 12 weeks early. What at the beginning of August, I guess.
Yeah.
And while we were in Salmon Arm visiting my parents, and basically since then it's been a whirlwind of NICUs and different hospitals and the baby moving around and slowly progressing to the point where they think he's going to be able to come home in the next couple weeks, hopefully. Which of course to me, I was like, oh, this is a fucking perfect time to go back to podcasting. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Makes
right
sense.
before you get a baby in your house. Oh, so should we talk about doing the dad pod now? Because
Are we? Yeah,
I'm
because you
also pregnant.
have you announced that on the podcast yet?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
you just announced it without cool, Dale.
no,
You
it's
announced
just
it.
like, hey,
Oh,
I'm
but
having a baby. It wasn't ever. I don't know. It's like it's weird because I don't do fanfare, and like on Twitter, I was like, yeah, we're having a
I
baby,
live for the fan.
and then I never like I haven't officially announced it on Facebook. And Andrea was like, "Do you want to do like a photo announcement thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, but then I have to talk to everybody about it. I would rather just do it over the podcast where I don't hear people screaming in excitement back at me."
I guess, but
But
it's
yeah,
just you got to do the post on Facebook, right?
that's
Twitter is
true.
like
Yeah,
not many people from your actual like real life probably
that's true.
follow you on Twitter. So if you want like
I mean,
actual relatives,
you and Jeff and Neil are the only ones that really I see off Twitter in real life.
yeah, it's better that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we
Who
should
else is
totally start
asking?
a dad pod.
Yeah, man. Dad pod. Outrage.
The dad bod
Daddery.
pod.
Outrage daddery.
It's right.
Or
It's right
outrage
there.
fatherly. Outrage fatherly's good. That's close to factory.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah. I mean, we can still talk about current events and just what's going on with the babies.
But
The
through the lens
babies.
through the lens of dads instead of
I don't
whatever.
know if people can handle how much wisdom we're going to have because you're going to be double dad.
I'm
Well, you
double
are
dad.
double dad. I'm going to be single dad. We're going to have like 3 degrees of dad wisdom.
That's why I feel like I was really robbed of my chance because, like, the second kid, you get to be all fucking blasé about it and just
Mhm.
like, yeah, whatever, go climb on that pile of knives, and you only cut yourself once because the
Yeah.
first kid, you're like, fuck, I have no idea what I'm doing, and then the second time, you get to be more chill. But now I don't get to be more chill because I have a fucking preemie baby, so it's just been like tons of anxiety, and then even after he gets out, he could be like, um, his immune system won't be that great and he could have some kind of disability that we won't know about for years, possibly.
Like he likes to read or something.
What? That's
He likes
an
books.
ability,
You're just
Gail.
gonna have a
That's not
nerd
a
baby.
disability. That's just an ability.
He's gonna be like
Books.
disability to reading books.
Get a load of disability.
And since he's a preemie, he won't be able to climb on knives. He'll just have to get like paring knives.
Yeah, like little baby knives. So we, but yeah, I
That
think it's cool
joke's
that we're
coming
gonna.
in hot.
I think we're gonna have kids. It's gonna be cool that we have kids that are relatively close to the
Yeah,
same
man,
age.
it's gonna be dope. They
It's
better
gonna be
not.
dope.
I was gonna say mine better not be a girl and they date, but I guess they could also date if they're both boys.
You could do words. You
In the
would
world
date.
we live in,
We date
we
if
probably
one of
would.
us was a girl.
If we had to start over,
We date.
25 years in the past. If we had to start over, who would be the girl? Who would be a better girl, me or you?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm more sensitive,
I would
so
definitely have bigger tits
yeah, that's true. Okay,
because
I'll
I
give you
got a
the edge.
dicker body, but I would
I'll
probably
give you
be a
the edge.
chubby chick. And then you just have to deal with me like whining about how I'm always like not able to eat food. It's like what
Oh,
I should be now, where I just like doesn't matter what I eat, I'm chubby, but I don't care because I'm a dude
yeah,
and I already
it's
got a
great.
pregnant, so I'm like, whatever.
It's great.
Mission accomplished.
Although I gotta say, like the body. Fuck, you can tell I'm out of practice. I can't say words. The body positivity movement with women is gaining some. Like, I think women just need to get to the point where they care as little about their bodies as men do.
I don't know because
You
they're
can't.
kind of
You
pulling
can't.
all the slack because dudes are just garbage.
You can't.
And the only nice amount I keep of my body is because I'm shamed by women and I try to attract them. And if they just give that up and just let us go, we're gonna be like in Wall-E. That would be me without the influence of women. I would be the
Yeah, but
captain from Wall-E.
then that's a double You can't be like, yo, women, I'm gonna put it on you to make sure at least like one of the sexes is attractive.
I'm not saying they have to. I'm just saying if it wasn't for women, I would be way less attractive because I wouldn't care. So if they weren't holding me to the sub little
Wait.
standard they hold me
Well, I
to,
was gonna say, do you care currently?
well,
Is
yeah,
this
because
you?
I'll be like,
Is this you caring?
yes, yeah, this is me caring. Andrea won't let me leave the house in soft pants anymore. She's
For
like,
real?
just at least put on pants. And I'm like, but I don't wanna. Yeah, like I'll like have a hoodie and jogging pants on. I'm like, all right, let's go. And she's like, you're not wearing that out.
Do, for real?
For real.
Dude,
Although
I'd say
sometimes
wear the soft pants. She's got a bun that she's not fucking going anywhere.
I
You could wear cargo pants. What's she gonna do about it?
put all her stuff in my
Nothing.
pockets.
Yeah, exactly. I'm wearing jeans right now, but it's just timing because I had to go to my lawyer's office today.
Oh,
Um,
I have a
oh, I am a
lawyer.
lawyer.
What do you have to go to your lawyer's office
To
for?
pick up. So my ex and I finally
I don't know if we
reached
should talk
a
about this on the.
settlement. I'm not going to disclose any terms, but it's like
Okay.
5 years post separation, we have finally reached a separation agreement.
Well, that
So
was quick.
that
I like
concluded today.
I like how you've been married for over a year and you're like,
And
"Hey,
have a
I'm
baby.
separated from my ex."
Finally.
At least you were never
So that's
married.
finally fucking done.
Where they like make in Canada where if you're married,
You
they make you
basically
be
are though.
separated for a year. It's
If you like,
ridiculous.
if you in Canada, the common law laws are very common law in that, like, if you live together with a partner for a year, you're basically, like, in the eyes of the law, you're married.
Yeah, common law. 6 months, isn't it? Derek's internet just froze. So it's just me. So me and Andrea are actually like legally, technically, taxes wise married because for her to get my benefits, she had to uh, go on her tax. I guess it's once you make your taxes on your taxes, once you say your common law, then it's like your common law, like it's a real big it's like officially official
Well,
type of
even then,
deal.
if you and Andrea went and like if you bought a car together,
Yeah.
not even together, if you Dale buys a car after you and Andrea have lived together for a year, if you
Hmm.
split up, she's entitled to half of that car legally. It's basically like you're married.
Good luck. It's a standard.
you, you ain't gonna drive it.
Yeah. That's not a
Yeah.
dunk on women in general. My girlfriend can't drive standard, so.
Yeah, but also women in general can't do that.
I wonder if Becky watches this podcast because she drives a stick.
Oh yeah, she
She's
drive it.
our only female
I think I
friend.
learned to drive stick in Becky's car.
Mm. Or she go
Mm,
by? She's a teacher now. I think she goes by Rebecca.
mm.
Well, it's a good thing
And
she doesn't watch this.
yeah, I don't think she ever would. She got a lifetime of listening to us
Yeah,
in high school. So,
she got the fucking organic version when we were dumber and louder 20 years ago.
but anyway, that was so I'm wearing jeans today. But like other
Mm.
than that, thinking back, I haven't worn. Even just putting these on today, I was like, "Fuck, this is so uncomfortable."
Oh, they
And
are
like,
so
I
uncomfortable.
used to be a guy who took pride in his appearance and like dressed. I felt like I dressed pretty well, like overdressed most of the time,
Yeah, you
probably.
did.
And now I'm like fucking wearing the same pair of sweatpants for a week straight.
Oh my
And
god,
it's
I
like,
think and not only was it that jeans got uncomfortable, but I think they perfected jogging pants because they're so much like thinner and more lightweight now than they used to be, and they're
yeah,
so comfy.
they're fucking amazing. And they even have jogging pants that look like regular pants.
Yeah.
There was what was it? Oh, we went out for Jared's birthday and like there was a dude there who was talking about Lululemon ABC pants, I think,
Yeah.
which are super fucking comfortable. But he was
Aren't
like,
they
oh,
like 150 bucks?
they are because they're Lulu. But there's probably like a knockoff
Lululemon.
on Amazon
That's
somewhere. But
true.
he was like, I wore a pair of these pants to your brother's wedding, and I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, and I just had no idea. And they're so fucking comfortable and formal enough that you can wear them to a hipster wedding in Calgary, Alberta.
That's actually pretty amazing.
Yeah, there you go.
I might have to look into it.
What
It
the
might be
fuck were
worth
we talking about?
$150 to have fancy
What the
jog
fuck
soft
were we
pants.
talking about?
We haven't been talking about anything. This is like still the preamble to the podcast.
Oh, I also wanted to say thank you to you, Dale, and all of our guest
Ah,
hosts who carried the
fuck
fucking
them. It's all me.
carried the show. They did a pretty good job. I tuned in for some of them.
Oh, good.
Some of them I didn't. But
That's all right.
yeah, thanks guest host, thanks Dale for
Yes, thank you very
keeping
much,
the
guest
outrage
host.
alive.
I guess I have to be nice, otherwise they'll never do it next time you go down. And
There
we'll,
is not going to be okay. So there was like the spinal injury and
yeah.
then this, and I'm not having babies or exercising anymore. So like, what else? What else could fucking happen?
That's true. I
That's it.
mean, maybe you'll be too busy. I mean, when we have dad pod, we can just have our babies on us with the pod because I know Andrea's already been like, I don't know if you're gonna have enough time to do the pod. And I'm like, sure.
Oh, she's already trying to.
Yeah, she's
No,
trying to
of course
worm
you'll
her
have to.
way in.
Babies. Here's the fun thing about babies, and we
Yeah,
can start our dad content right now.
I'm
The fun
down.
thing about babies is that they sleep like 18 hours a day, and they only wake up periodically to eat
Suck
or
on
shit.
titties.
Yeah, that's literally all they do. So you'll have like ample time to podcast, probably more time to podcast,
Mm, that
because
sounds
you'll
good.
be staying home all the time with a fucking little potato that just sleeps lots. So
Yeah, nice.
nice. All
Nice.
right, you want to get to
You want to talk about
I've
actual stuff?
yeah, I have to head to the hospital to visit my potato
Yeah.
in well, I guess we got some time. We
You
got
got
some
like
time.
an hour maybe? Are you're hard out at 7:30 or do you want to
We got some time.
7:15? Yeah.
Probably like a soft. I'll be soft out at 7:15.
Oh, I want to start off with a little update from last week, a little touchback on the fish cheaters. Did you see that part?
No, I did not.
So there was this it was called the loot thing. It was I can't remember what it stands for. Here, I'll look up the article. But excuse me. It was a fishing tournament in Ohio. where they like caught fish, and these two guys who they thought were gonna win had shoved lead
Oh yeah,
weights and
I
other
heard this
fish
story.
fillet in the in, and we were like talking about it last week because there's a video about them freaking out. Well, now they've been charged
With a
and
crime?
with a crime.
Is
The
that illegal?
Yeah, it's illegal to cheat, Derek.
No, it's not at all.
Yeah, it is.
It's like morally wrong, but you
Oh,
can't.
LEWT stands for Lake Erie Walleye Tournament. Our Lake Erie Walleye Trail Tournament. So it's the LEWT tournament. And the LEWT first prize is $28,760, which is a weird number, but I'm not going to get hung up on it. But they've been charged. Oh wait. Okay, wait. What have they been charged? Oh, indicted on charges of attempted grand theft and other counts.
Wait, did they win?
No, they were at the weigh-in, and it never said why, but the judge was like, and we were joking about how it just probably felt all lumpy because they had lead balls in it like this big, just stuffed inside the fish. So the judge
Sorry,
started cutting it open.
did they feed the fish
No,
these
like
balls?
I guess after this is my guess. I don't actually know. I'm not a fish scientist, but my guess is like fish is just like a tube to their stomach. So I imagine after they caught it, they just fucking
Packed
stuffed
it.
it down there with their finger. Keep this child friendly with their finger, and then like rolled up other fish pieces and just shoved them in, and then maybe. But yeah, that's my guess.
I don't know that that's illegal though. They cheated in a
Oh, it's
contest.
definitely illegal. They're
No,
getting
it's
charged
not.
with grand theft.
Yeah, but they didn't. So here's the thing I have trouble with is they didn't
Mhm.
actually steal anything because they didn't win a prize. It's not like they took the money.
Oh no, they won last year.
Oh,
And yeah, because they won last, and they don't know if they cheated last year or not and just didn't get caught. But they had won like hundreds of thousands of dollars because they'd won a couple tournaments, and they won like a boat, and they got sponsors and stuff.
okay. But this is like, so the Houston Astros, to bring up a sports example,
They
cheated,
should have been charged.
but they weren't charged. No, nobody was charged with an actual crime. It was just people lost their jobs, as rightfully so. And
Yeah.
it will forever be a black mark on the history of their sports franchise. But like, was an actual crime committed if you cheat?
Yeah. Cheating is a crime.
That's not.
I say crime happened. They
Is
cheat. They
cheating
tried
a
to
crime?
steal and got caught. I would.
Oh, this adultery.
What?
That well, I was
That's
like,
the
is
other
cheating a crime? And not thinking that that is the kind of cheating it would.
Honestly, if you cheat at a tournament or like, yeah, I consider it stealing because you're cheating in order to falsely win something
Is
erroneously.
cheating stealing?
Is cheating stealing? But anyway, so that's up with those fish.
All right. Well, thanks for the update.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a crime.
Okay.
I think if you want to go out there and you want to cheat your way to whatever, and it seems like such a fucking small. How much did they win? $28,000.
They were gonna win $28,000, but they won like boats and sponsorships. And this is like in the fishing world, I guess it's a big deal because people were pissed. Did you watch the video?
No.
The video is like the only time I've ever been entertained by fishing. It's amazing. I put the video in last week's show notes, so go look there if you want to see it. It's just like people screaming at them. It's great.
I probably won't do that.
Okay. Do you want to look at more stuff about the fish thing, or do you want to move on?
Let's move on. Let's move on to this week's news.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I thought
a nice
it
segue.
sounded like you were setting up for a dope segue, so I didn't want to step on it.
I had no idea this was even another kind of theft.
Yeah.
Or not theft.
Yeah.
Overemployment.
Oh my God. Overemployment bugs me so much. So I was listening to a podcast and they were like, it was the Jimmy Dore show, and I don't think they got what overemployment was. They thought that people were honestly working two jobs. So he was like, people are working 16 hours a day. And it's like, no, that's not what overemployment is. Overemployment is when you have a job and you're remote working and you fuck off half the day. So you get another job and you work both jobs and get paid for both jobs, but you only half ass both of them. What do you think about overemployment?
I think so. Here's the thing. Like, we've all moved to remote work now. Not we all. Some of us, like,
Not this guy. I don't
yeah,
have pajama job privilege.
not people who do physical labor,
Yeah, that's true.
but guys like me who can wear the same pair of sweatpants for 7 days
Hmm.
straight. Uh, so we've all moved to remote work, and I think a fact in the uh, tech industry is that,
You don't work full days. Everybody
well,
knows
okay,
it. You
okay,
guys should be trying to keep the secret. You should
okay.
be like, yeah, I work 8 hours from home. Definitely. I don't fuck around at all.
Like,
But
I
all,
don't
yeah,
think there are many people in tech, even in the office, even when we were going into offices. I
yeah,
don't know that there were a lot of people in tech. Like, you're working
yeah.
and you're getting lots done.
Like I don't work 8 hours straight at work. I fuck around too,
Well,
but
that's
I have to go
you're not like,
somewhere.
you're not punching a clock. You're not like meticulously tracking your time. You're not accounting for every minute. And there is a lot of like, not even fuck around, but I would say like a lot of the shit I do at work is not directly related to output. It's related to uh almost the like keeping up of appearances of work, like
So it's
endless
busy
fucking
work.
Zoom meetings. Yeah, it does feel that way sometimes. So I think these guys, what they were able to do, and kudos to them. Like, if you're able to do
No.
this, fucking why not? Like,
They
if you
fucked.
have the drive to do this,
The fact that this
absolutely.
is like a well-known thing now is gonna fuck over remote working.
I don't think it will, because here's the
Somebody
thing.
took advantage and spoiled it.
Here's the thing about remote working is that even if you have a handful of employees that are putting in 4 hours a day for you and 4 hours a day for another company or whatever the fuck the split
Mhm.
is, it is still cheaper for employers to allow that to happen than it is for them to pay for an office.
That's
And
true.
employers do not give a fuck about, they might care about those other things, but the thing that will always matter most to them is the bottom line. And the bottom line is, if option A is costing us, say, $100,000 a year, and option B, which is having office space and forcing everyone to come in and then like providing all the benefits of an office so that we can hire people to work in that office, is
Mhm.
costing them $750,000 a year, they're going to roll with option A. Like, I don't think remote work is going anywhere, even if they find out that people are working 1 hour a day and fucking around for the other 7, or working somewhere else for the other 7, because it's still cheaper than maintaining an office.
That's true. But the problem was overworking got found out and publicized because it was happening in like the computer coding industry, and guys were missing their project deadlines and shit because they were half-assing both. So they weren't. So it was like they were missing their target times and stuff. So then they actually were getting like written up and stuff at work. So I don't. Okay, maybe I came down on it too hard before, but if you're still like making all your targets and you're not falling behind on work, then yeah, go ahead. Nobody's going to care. But it's just like if you're going to do shit like this, make sure you're able to pull it off type of deal.
Yeah, like, you should absolutely still be contributing. If you're doing this and you're just shitting the bed at both of the job, like, both of your employers have every right to fucking fire you if
Yeah.
you're not doing the job you were hired to do. But if you can find a way to like cut out the busy work and the unnecessary shit and just work like solid hours doing the job you were hired to do, in some cases both jobs you were hired to do, then why not? Like, there's a limited, we all have a limited amount of time on this earth, and if these guys want to like double up working and earn twice as much money for 10 years and then retire, I'd say more power to them.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
crazy thing too was a lot of people are like turning this out. They're like, "Oh, with inflation, I need to work two jobs to make things by."
No, you fucking
But
don't.
the example I saw with the coders or whatever was the guy was working 200-300K a year job, so he was getting $600,000, and it's like that wasn't to deal with inflation. That
Yeah,
was
no.
he was just being greedy.
These aren't, you didn't work at a McDonald's and then you picked up a job in like retail. Like that is a
Mhm.
job that would be affected by inflation. If you're a software engineer, you don't need a second job to deal with inflation. They're
Mhm.
already probably paying you more based on inflation because they have to, because the software engineering market is so fucking competitive. They know that you could jump ship and go somewhere else. So there's probably like a cost of living increase
Yeah.
built into your contract that they will pay you. You don't need that to deal with inflation. You're
Yeah.
doing it because you want to retire in 10 years.
Plus, it's like if you're kind of half-assing it, you're kind of taking a job away from someone else who maybe is suffering, who wants to like be a software engineer and can't because you're working two jobs. But
Well, it's fucking weird because like what, 6 months ago, everyone was like, "Ah, fuck, there's like this fucking like wasteland of talent and we can't hire people fast enough." And everyone's like quiet quitting and that's a fucking problem. And now they're like, "Oh, fuck, like these guys are working not just one job, but two, and
yeah,
that's a problem." And it's like, employers, shut the fuck up. Like, if you have employees who are willing to work for you and they're getting
yeah,
the work done that you need them to, then like then what the fuck are you complaining about? Like the days where people signed up to be indentured servants for 40 hours a week for 40 years before
yeah.
they retired and took a little plaque at the end of their service, those are gone. Like
Only
those days are
40
never
years.
coming
Could you
back.
imagine?
Or whatever yeah,
Yeah,
like I'm never gonna retire personally. I will probably work until I die. Not because I
dude, we're
choose
gonna
to.
podcast till we drop.
Right. That's fine.
Yeah.
This isn't a job.
Oh, I wanted to also say, yeah, like what you were saying, where the employers are like, "Oh, we can't find anybody at all, whatever, we're stretched so thin." And then in that case, yeah, maybe someone's working two jobs to help out the employer. And if they're getting it done, then yeah, whatever. Go balls to the wall. And this quiet quitting thing, I have a major problem with that because you're not quiet quitting, you're doing your fucking job. If they don't pay you to care more, then why would you? Like, nobody
Can you
should be.
explain? Because I kind of missed the whole fucking quiet. Like, I just know it was a thing that a lot of people were generally making fun of, but like, it,
It was
quiet
like
quit.
it turned out it was like people weren't being ambitious. It was like people were like, "Oh, this is all I'm getting paid for. So this is all the work I'm going to do." It was basically people stopped going above and beyond and working like answering emails at home and stuff. They're like, "If you're not going to pay me extra, I'm not going to work extra," which you shouldn't have been doing anyway.
Yeah,
Like
why is that a problem?
it's not. It's just this dumb thing that like bosses were trying to say was bad, and that's why everybody was making fun of it. They're like, "This isn't quiet quitting. That's not a thing. We're just doing what you pay us for." It's like because it was kind of like when there was like the labor shortage or whatever, and people were like, "Well, we can't. We're stretched so thin. We're just not going to care, and we're not going to put in the extra time." And then it was also like when people were home from COVID and remote working and stuff, they're like, "Oh yeah, it is nice to spend time with your family. All these Disney movies were right. I'm not going to like answer business calls like I said before, do emails over the weekend and stuff." So it was like, yeah, it was, in my opinion, the term quiet quitting is bullshit because you're just doing your job.
Doing the job you were hired to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this like, um, this belief that people should be working outside of regular business hours and always answering emails, and this is like a relatively recent development. Like, I think this
Mhm.
is something that's come along with like hustle culture in like the past, what, like 5 to 10 years maybe.
Yeah, I'd say definitely younger than smartphones because once everybody got smartphones, because like 10 years ago, even maybe some people didn't have access to the internet and computers all the time, maybe 15 or whatever. But as soon as everybody, like people were saturated with smartphones and there was no reason you couldn't answer emails wherever you were. I think that's when it started. And then it was just like, I think what happened was people didn't, it was like boiling a frog where it happened so slowly. People didn't realize all the extra work and how much more they were doing until everything stopped with COVID. And then people were like, holy shit, I was doing too much. I don't want to do that anymore. And that's why people like are insisting on staying at home with like remote work and stuff. And then that's kind of when it, like, I think quiet quitting just got to the forefront like a year ago. But like you said, the hustle culture and like gig economy and all those dumb buzzwords started like I would say
The
about
gig
5 years
economy.
ago.
Yeah, and I think employers were kind of counting on that sort of thing to
Hmm.
happen forever, and for them to be able to like leverage their employees ambition and turn them into, fucking human work batteries that they could get 60 hours a week out of instead of just the standard 40 hours a week. And now that
Hmm.
it's not panning out for them, they're coming up with dumb bullshit like quiet quitting and overemployed
Yeah,
to try and counter that. But like shit's changed. And like I'm very much in favor in all of this because in a way it's workers' rights, right? Like it's
yeah,
like without the need of a union, it's just like collectively people are deciding, hey, like the system that we had wasn't really that fucking great for workers. So like we're going to do shit on our terms now and employers can either like play along or fucking eat shit and die.
yeah,
Uh
exactly. Like it
and
became a workers economy instead of an employer's economy. And it was like as soon as employers were like, oh, we can't find workers, workers were like, really? And yeah, so
really,
they're like, yeah, so it makes sense.
they
um
twirled their little mustaches.
yeah, they're like, I'm the villain now. um yeah.
Anyway,
You know who
that,
else is back to work? Or wait, are we done talking about quiet quitting and
yeah, I think that was it.
stupid buzzwords for work?
That's that's all I had to say.
Okay, you know who else is back to work?
Whodale.
Tom DeLonge is back with Blink 182. I guess they squashed their beef. Why did he leave the group?
I thought it was to like fucking chase aliens or some shit.
Well, he
Didn't he?
had Angels and Airwaves first, didn't he? They
He
had a
did.
couple albums.
Well, okay, so I thought, and maybe I would not, like, how fucking long has he been gone for? Like 10, 20 years?
I think they said
10?
8 years.
Yeah, okay. So like 10 years.
Yeah,
Because he had like Boxcar Racer back in the day, didn't he?
sure. I didn't know that was Tom DeLonge. Like, was that his side band before when he
Now I
was
gotta
still with
check.
Blink 182?
Boxcar Racer
Like, I thought he
was,
didn't get along with the band
it
and
was
that's
Tom.
why he left.
It was Tom. Well, I thought he left because,
No,
why
he
did
did
Tom?
definitely get way too into aliens and start oh my god, why can't I think of this? Fuck.
Why
To the
did
Stars
Tom DeLonge?
Academy. So what happened was apparently Tom DeLonge, when they were on their fucking bus going somewhere, he thought he saw a UFO, or he maybe did see a UFO for real, and he got super obsessed with UFOs to the point where he spent most of his money, which is probably why he's back with the band actually.
Most likely.
But he started To the Stars Academy, and he's actually the reason that we had UFO disclosure a couple months ago, because the favor video, or that was probably like a year or two ago now, but like the Tic Tac video and the Go Fast video and the Gimbal video, I think those were the three. Those were all released because To the Stars Academy put them out in the public eye, and then the government was like, yeah, yeah, okay, these are real. So you can all thank Tom DeLonge for making aliens more at the forefront and the government willing to disclose it. And my favorite Tom DeLonge thing was when he was talking about his album From Angels and Airwaves, and he said, "I'm just trying to make the world better one song at a time." And I was like, that is the most douchey thing ever to say. And I was like, but I mean, if you're a
Especially when you're like,
musician, you should be wanting to make the world better.
yeah, but like a pop punk musician, like how are you?
I like
Anyway,
Angels and Airwaves.
apparently he abruptly quit the band in 2015 to focus on quote unquote non-musical endeavors, which I gotta
Mhm.
assume means chasing aliens.
Yeah, to the Stars Academy. I think he thought he was gonna become a bazillionaire with that. I think he was probably like, "There's a lot of money in UFOs," and it's like, "No, there isn't. There's a huge money sink in it."
Is there though?
Well, he's back with Blink 182, so
Oh
he
no, there's
obviously
definitely a huge money. I don't know how you would look at that unless you're like, I'm going to be the person who finds irrefutable evidence of
yeah.
this and then sell that.
And the
Like,
thing
you know what
with
I mean?
I think the thing with UFOs is like, unless you get some like bona fide proof, like that you could touch,
Bona fide.
people are just gonna be like, yeah, yeah, whatever. I've seen videos before. I've seen pictures before. It's all like, give me irrefutable proof that aliens exist, and then I will give you money.
Even with irrefutable proof, I feel like right now, like it would just be people divided on these lines of like, there's been irrefutable proof for a lot of things, and climate change is a great fucking example. Actually, there's
Yeah, but
like
that's way less sexy. I would rather aliens like climate
it
change.
is, but there's like even with irrefutable proof, half, well, no, significantly less than half, but like a very vocal group of people is uh is just so I don't think irrefutable proof, like an alien could come down and there would just be fucking like endless internet posts about how this was a conspiracy.
Yeah,
uh
but I'm gonna have to push back a bit because climate change is a bad example because I don't think people don't believe it. I think people are like, fuck, climate change is real. But if I make all this money, I would have to stop making all this money to address climate change. So I'm just going to be willfully ignorant about climate change. I don't think it's like this. Like, if people found
I
out
think
there was
that's true of the
aliens,
people. That's definitely true of the people pushing the narrative that climate
yeah,
change isn't real, but there are people out there who aren't making money off of it. They are just like
I think it's more they
average.
don't want to feel guilty or give the libs their
I mean,
day.
I don't fucking feel guilty about any of that shit.
Yeah, but you don't deny climate change. Like, the people who deny climate change and aren't making money off it, like hypercapitalists, like you say, I think deep down they're like, we fucked up the earth and I am not going to make any changes. Or it's like a denial. Like, if you admit climate change is real, that means the world's going to die and it's going to be a terrible place for your kids and your
I mean,
grandkids.
I don't make any changes and I still don't feel guilty. I'm like, I still drive a gasoline powered car and I buy fucking awful lot of clothes that go to waste and like support the shitty fast fashion industry. And
Yeah.
like, I barely even recycle half the time because it's so much fucking work. And I operate under the belief that it all goes into the same fucking landfill. There's nobody
Yeah, yeah,
recycling
but
this shit.
they put it in different parts of the landfill, and that makes a difference, Derek. They
And
put the plastic over here and the compost over here so that it makes but I no, I'm with you. Like, I kind of low key, like, they're like, the world's gonna change from climate change, and low key, I'm like, is it that bad? Like,
I'm like,
so what? The like bigger hurricanes on the East Coast, and like it gets hot, so I can wear shorts halfway through October.
okay, so
Yeah.
well, I was gonna say the hurricane on the East Coast. Like, so Kate's family owns a house in Key West and a home on
Oh,
the
I
Jersey
feel
Shore.
so bad.
Okay,
They own a
wait,
house in
but
paradise.
in the on the same day, their house in Key West was flooded by the hurricane passing through there, and the house on the Jersey Shore was flooded. And this was like like ocean water, like storm surge coming in, and like water up like 6 feet in their fucking house
Damn.
in both of their homes. So like, there's a lot of people affected by that,
Hey, how
and
about this? Buy a house in Pacific Coast paradise, Kate's family. I know you're
that's why
watching
I
this.
was like, you should move to the West Coast probably
Mhm.
because
Or get a
uh
third house. You already have two. You
here
have one in Key West, one on the Jersey
all we have to
Shore.
worry about is a fucking earthquake, and that's not going to be precipitated.
That's not
Climate
gonna
change isn't
happen.
going to make earthquakes more likely to happen.
Actually,
No, that doesn't.
actually,
Wait,
as
can
you can have
climate
crust
change
liquefaction as
trigger?
the Earth heats up.
Okay,
The
how hot?
crust gets a little more. It's happening in Japan. That's why Japan's getting so many earthquakes. The
No.
crust gets a little thinner and more seismically active.
Can climate affect earthquakes?
Although, you know what's fucking bizarre? Have you heard of like sudden crust displacement?
No.
It's like, so you know how the world's like turning or whatever, and then the
Wait, is this
insides.
real or is this a conspiracy theory?
It's a conspiracy theory. It's one example to what happened to Atlantis. So
Okay.
what they're thinking happened was that somehow, like as the Earth's turning, for some reason, it kind of the outside skipped and the magma ball in the middle kept turning. So they're thinking that it just went like Burt, and that's like they're thinking that like what is at the North Pole now used to be like where we are, and where we are used to be on the North Pole. So it like shifted like that.
Like
So like
super fast?
yeah, so like this is North America and this is the Antarctic. So they're saying it used to be up like this. So North America was on top. And then as it was turning, like it just kind of went like whoop and turned.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're thinking that's one of the um theories on why Atlantis would be at the North Pole, was because it used to
Mm,
be as temperate as we are right now.
okay.
So that could happen because the
Anyway,
Earth's
Tom
crust.
DeLonge's back in. uh uh I mean, yeah, I guess it could.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, but if that happens, then we would be worse than Kate's parents, because our house, well, I guess everybody's houses all over the world would be fucked if that
Yes. I
happened.
got nothing to add there. Tom,
Yeah,
Tom
neither do
DeLonge.
I.
Do we have anything else on Blink 182 other than
Uh
them reuniting and selling fucking tickets for $200 a pop to
yeah.
their I'm going, by the way.
Are you? I'm
I
not.
bought tickets, yeah.
I don't know what happened. Before I loved concerts, but now I'm like, oh, there's too many people there. I don't wanna. I'm like, well, I think I just hate people now.
I've
COVID
started
made me
getting
hate
back into
people.
it this year. What I went to, and like more arena rock shows, because I guess that's just like the age I am now. But we went to Machine Gun Kelly with Noah.
Yeah.
And then we went, Kate and I went to Alanis Morissette and Garbage, which is pretty
Ooh.
fucking dope, actually.
Hmm.
And then this one will be another arena. And then I went to like one punk show, I think, at like a shitty little punk club
We
on East
went
Hastings.
to
Oh, you guys went to Punk
we
and
went to
Drublic too? You
Cake,
took them. Oh, and Cake.
and that
Fucking,
was
and
all
then there
sit
were these
down.
other concerts that I had lined up, and then my fucking baby had to come 3 months early, so I missed Punk and Drublic. You took my ticket for that,
Yeah,
and I missed Cake.
yeah. So we went to Cake, and it was like, it was kind of shitty because I was like, oh, it's seating, that's awesome, but it was like folding chairs attached to each other, and they're just all too close to each other, and then it was like too loud for Andrea, so we got up, but we went to the stands at the back. Punk and Drublic was all like, it was kind of cool because it was at the not the Agriplex, whatever, some that place in Abbotsford by the airport.
That
And
place
there
in
was like,
Abbotsford.
yeah, and that was pretty cool because it was just like a big hall, but it was just like so many people and stuff. And it's like I used to go to the gigs and like smaller concerts all the time when I was in my early 20s, when like we worked at the Nerve and I'd write about it and stuff. And it's like I could probably do arena shows where you sit down. That sounds a lot better, but
Yeah.
not for $200. That's just ludicrous.
No.
I wouldn't even pay $200 to see Ludacris.
Nice one.
Can you tell I'm gonna be a dad?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, do you wanna?
Uh,
Did you see this meta thing that took this? Like, I don't even know if this made the news radar for everybody, but Meta took bribes from OnlyFans.
for what?
Um, so OnlyFans lawyers accidentally reveal which Meta execs allegedly took bribes.
Yeah, but what were the bribes for?
Fuck. Oh, they got bribes to block competitors on Instagram by flagging their content as terrorism.
Are there wait, what?
Dude, OnlyFans gave Meta money so that when OnlyFans competitors posted on Instagram, um, behind the scenes Meta execs would flag it as terrorism.
Okay.
It's fucked.
Oh,
But I don't know why anybody like hasn't been talking about this. And they're saying Meta was taking the bribes to do that. But it was only
does
like,
OnlyFans has competitors?
yeah, like cam girls and stuff.
Yeah, but okay, hold on.
Mm.
OnlyFans lawyers accidentally reveal which Meta execs accidentally took bribes.
Oh, yeah, they filed the documents for court and forgot to redact the names. Forgot. I feel like they set them up on purpose. Ooh, a global conspiracy. Nice.
Noting supposed inconsistencies of the plaintiff's claims.
Here, how about this? I'll just read it.
Okay.
Um, OnlyFans owner Felix International Limited accidentally filed a court document that mistakenly failed to redact the names of Meta employees allegedly connected to the global conspiracy. Because of the misstep, it has been revealed that Adult Entertainers has specifically accused 3 Meta employees of taking bribes. The employees are Nick Clegg, Meta's vice president of global policy, Nicola Mendelssohn, vice president of the global business team, and Christian Perella, whom Yahoo Finance reported is Meta's European safety director. According to the errant court filing, which was OnlyFans' second attempt to push the court to dismiss the lawsuit, lawyers for plaintiffs suing Meta and OnlyFans received an email with the document titled Follow the Money through a confidential tip line. The document allegedly shows that Phoenix wired money to Clegg, Mendelsohn, and Perella, suggesting that these were wire transferred, provided evidence that the Meta employees accepted bribes. So that's pretty crazy. Like, why would you title a document Follow the Money unless you wanted it found on purpose?
It's not the smartest thing they've ever done, for sure.
Yeah, they're like, remember that fucking movie Deep Throat, or not Deep Throat, what was that called? The one about the Watergate, All the President's Men, was that it? The one with
Sure.
Woodford and Bernstein?
Sure.
Anyways, the movie about the Watergate or Watergate thing. Just forgot words all of a sudden. But
Scandal.
yeah, that's what Deep Throat, their informant, said. He told them to follow the money. So it's like the most obviously known this is a conspiracy line
Wait,
ever.
the people being charged with this were the ones who named the document that?
Um so it was like OnlyFans was trying to dismiss this lawsuit.
Yeah.
So they gave the papers of all this stuff that actually had the names on it,
Yeah.
that showed the wire transfers from the guy who owns OnlyFans to the Meta employees.
Yeah.
But it was like they're like, this is nothing. We got to dismiss this. And then it was part of the legal documents. And then so that allowed the people who were suing them being like, yo, you guys were like fucking setting up bribes. And then they got the names. So they just totally fucked themselves.
Jesus.
Do you think that was on, that had to be on purpose, right?
You know,
You know what? Be nice to your clerks and everybody who's filing paperwork for you, because this is what
yeah,
happens. This is like a Devil Wears Prada revenge theme where it's like
that's
your boss is a prick, so you accidentally forget to redact what incriminating evidence.
I think that's the lesson here is just be nice to people.
Yeah,
I mean,
be nice
hopefully
to
your
your
name. And
underlings.
then if they do, if you're nice to them and they still leak your name, then fucking go nuclear on them,
Mm-hmm.
burn them to the ground.
Yeah, so it's fucked. I
I'm
don't
just
know where
surprised OnlyFans has fucking competitors to be that was the surprising thing here for me. I'm like, who holds a candle to OnlyFans right now?
there's another company. I can't remember what it is because I'm so pure I don't look at that stuff. But I don't even know if it's like the exact same business model they're talking about. Maybe it's just like horny girls online. Wouldn't TikTok pretty much be
No,
it?
no.
Are they just talking about schloots showing their giblets on Instagram?
I don't think you could show nudity on Instagram
Oh, you're right. I don't think you can. It's probably why nobody uses it anymore. Although, can you show actual nudity on TikTok?
no,
How is Twitter not bigger? Because you could show nudity on Twitter.
because and I know this is going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
There are a lot of websites that are very popular
That show
without
nudity.
offering nudity.
What?
They offer
That doesn't even make
they
sense.
offer entertainment that isn't focused on nude bodies.
You sound like the preacher from fucking Footloose. You're like, kids, you don't have to go to these websites with nudity.
You
There's
don't
plenty of entertainment to be had online
you
by going
don't
to all the
yeah, exactly.
conspiracy show
You
websites.
don't need to
Bill
look
goes
at
to.
some Midwestern housewives' titties just to be entertained on the internet, man. There's lots out there. There's something for everyone.
You don't need mommy milkers to have fun, guys.
Okay, can we do this Kanye West thing and then call it?
Oh yeah, sure. Dude, I was just about to say what happened to Kanye West, but he's
No,
been
it's not.
super crazy for like years.
Yeah, it's not. And here's the thing about Kanye West. I don't think he's crazy at all.
Oh, you think this is all a ploy?
Well, okay, yes. Like shit like taking fucking Candace Owens and wearing a White Lives Matter shirt to the fucking what was it, like Paris Fashion Week and shit like what did he tweeted something about how oh, yeah,
Yeah, the like this
the fucking
specifically
tweet.
the tweet is nuts.
I
Should we
love that he
read it?
called it instead of DEFCON 3, which is what it is,
Yeah.
he said DEFCON 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, read the tweet. I
Okay.
don't want to
Oh
because
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want to be
Yeah,
accused of being
I can't get canceled.
anti-Semitic.
Whatever. Okay. This is Kanye West's tweet. This is not me saying this. This was Kanye West. Should be good enough, right? Nobody's gonna
Yeah,
click that.
I think that disclaimer. This is what Kanye West said.
Yeah.
Not
So Kanye West tweeted, I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, all caps, which is wild. The funny thing is, I actually can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew. Also, you guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who ever opposed your agenda. All those grammar mistakes were Kanye West's. I can actually make sentences that are legible. He can't. And this tweet, start to finish, just wild.
Here's the thing about and like back to my original point. Kanye West is good at getting attention.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows how to get attention. And I think he knows the easiest way for anyone to market themselves right now is to be continually stoking the fires of the Outrage Factory. And
Nice.
yeah,
I see what you did there.
So like when he does shit like the Candace Owens stunt and the hanging out with Marilyn Manson and the fucking and now like tweeting about Jewish people, he's doing that. It's like it's calculated. Like yes, he might be a little unhinged, and he might be better served by having at least somewhat of a filter, but he knows what he's doing and he knows why he's doing it. And the other thing is that so here's the thing about the tweet that he
Yeah.
got locked for
They got kicked off Twitter, booted.
is like he didn't actually say anything critical about Jewish people in
He said he's going DEFCON 3.
Okay, but that's the thing. So he threatened to go
Yeah, when I
DEFCON
wake up, I'm going.
DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. And then so he said, when I wake up, I'm going to say bad things about Jewish people. And then he said, which in and of itself is probably not anti-Semitic,
Yeah.
right? It's like a preamble. It's like an introduction tomorrow when I wake up, I'm going to be so anti-Semitic. So it was like, it might have been like a preemptive strike. And then he said, and then he went on like this long-winded rant about how like the black people are original Jews or something. But like, he didn't actually say anything critical of the Jewish people in his tweet that he got accused of anti-Semitism for.
I want to know, what did Jewish people do to Kanye West? Like, is there a
I'm actually,
specific wild conspiracy thing that I would love to know about? Like, the thing is, I don't think it's Jewish people doing shit like this, like trying to blackball them and stuff. I think it's more like Illuminati or whatever groups in charge of things. And I think, honestly, I think them tricking people into saying they think it's just Jewish people is kind of like an anti-dog whistle, where it's like you get yourself kicked off Twitter and then the real people pulling the strings don't get found out. Does that
wait,
make sense, or
well,
is that
so I
word
think the
salad?
thing is, um, why, I mean, one man's
Illuminati,
Illuminati is another man's.
Jewish agenda.
Well, I didn't want to say it, but like,
I know.
like
It's just
to
like,
all of us, there's like this boogeyman that's controlling everything,
mhm.
and like coming after us with their agenda and trying to keep us down. And like, to some, depending on your upbringing
You
or
know
what
what?
you have grown to believe.
I just want to interject one thing.
Yeah.
The one good thing Alex Jones did was he said the globalists, because that's a faceless group of people that you can't prove it is. So that it's like, so instead of like Kanye West saying I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, he should have just said the globalists, because nobody knows
Yes.
who that is. It's just a vague group, and everybody's like, yeah, there is, because everybody believes there's people pulling the strings. They just don't. We can't agree on who it is.
Well, well, no, but that's kind of a thing that's black, because like a globalist is, by the way, I have breaking news that I need to share after we get through this segment. But
Are you a globalist now?
no.
Oh,
Well, yeah, but I'm very much a globalist, because globalists are people who like support, who are in favor of a global community, and they support things like free trade and free passage and like between different countries. Like, that's what a
mhm.
globalist is. Like, a globalist is someone who wants a global community to exist.
Yeah.
So like breaking down international barriers, both for like trade and commerce and movement of people, and like free immigration and like all these things that I'm very much a globalist. So
I'm
Alex
in
Jones probably would
real
not.
world economic forum right now, Derek.
But it's like, I'm like, I'm gonna get philosophical here, but like, I'm a
Yeah,
big.
because globalists, you just want the poorer countries to do all your labor and building stuff for you, and
No,
then you
that's
get to
not.
reap all the benefits.
The rising tide lifts all boats. So I think if we have like
Oh,
a big
nice.
global community,
Hmm.
there shouldn't be like have and have not countries. There should be just a great big global village where
I agree.
everyone everyone works stronger together, and it's like the entire human race working in pursuit of a common goal, which I think we will eventually get to this point when we are
Yeah.
invaded by aliens. But until that point, like, we need something to unite as people against, right? And like as a globe. Anyway,
Mhm.
the breaking news I wanted to get to. Did you see, do you
Wait,
remember
wait, wait,
the
wait.
fucking.
I just want to talk about DEF CON for a sec
Oh wait.
first, because I looked up what DEF CON 3 actually was, and then I saw something funny, and if I don't get it shared, I'm going to blow up. So, DEF CON, for people who don't know, is the defense conditions for the states. It goes DEF CON 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 is the most on thing. So DEF CON 3 is Air Force is ready to mobilize in 15 minutes, but each DEF CON has like a term that the government would have to say. So DEF CON 5 is fade out, DEF CON 4 is double take, DEF CON 3 is roundhouse, which makes no sense to me. DEF CON 2 is fast paced, and DEF CON was cocked pistol, which I thought was
Oh,
funny. And I think it would be
really?
hilarious if Joe Biden was like, we're cocked pistol right now.
God,
And
my pistol's so cocked.
that basically means nuclear war is imminent or has
My
already begun.
my pistol's cocked.
So actually, right now we're with like the fucking shit in Ukraine, we're at DEFCON 2, where next step is nuclear war.
I don't think next step is nuclear. I don't think the United States is going to get involved in nuclear war.
Well, technically, since we're all globalists now, if one country's in nuclear war, all countries are in nuclear war because that shit just goes in the wind.
Also, I don't think Russia would use nukes
No, I don't either.
on Ukraine.
I think that'd be ridiculous. So tell me
Yeah.
the breaking news. Sorry
Okay.
to interrupt
Well,
you.
wait.
Crystal wasn't as funny as I thought it would be.
Kanye West is very calculated, and also his tweet wasn't anti-Semitic. It was just prefacing anti-Semitism that was going to be coming.
Oh shit! Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna say anti-Semitic shit tomorrow morning. But did you hear what else just got announced that Kanye West said he was gonna do?
What?
He said he's gonna buy Parler, which seems like a useless thing to do because it's just full of alt-right idiots and nobody wants to touch it.
Yeah, isn't Parler like hemorrhaging money right now?
Yeah,
Like that would be a great exit for the creators of Parler. Like if Kanye West is going to pay Kanye West money for it, then good for the founders of
Kanye
of
West
Parler.
turns around Parler? Would you join Parler?
No, and I don't think he'd be able to. Like even what's Trump's fucking shit social?
Getter?
Truth Social?
Oh no, what is it called? Trump Social?
Truth Social, or is that just the company name? Truth Social.
I joined Getter, but then like never looked at it.
Yeah, so Truth Social is another, and that's the one Donald Trump owns, and it's not doing so shit hot either. Like apparently,
the problem is it's like they'll have one right alternative to Twitter, and then people are like, "Wait, you're gonna do one?" So they're all like greedy, money hungry pricks. So they all just start all these like factions. Like there's like Getter, Parler, Truth Social, and they just keep starting more. So they all just keep failing.
Oh damn! Apparently Trump went off on on Jews on Sunday morning as well.
What did Jews do?
On Truth Social, former President Donald Trump wrote that U.S. Jews have to get their act together on his social media platform, Truth Social.
All right.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I don't think like Kanye West buying Parler. What was the fucking dumbass music streaming service that like Jay-Z and everyone? It was like supposed to like rival Spotify, and nobody fucking used it, and they spent like
Zune?
hundreds of millions of dollars. No, what was
Google
Jay-Z
Plus
streaming service? Tidal. Oh, it still exists.
Like TIDAL?
TIDAL. Still a thing.
That's a terrible name.
Yeah, it's not great.
Although Spotify was a terrible name too until it caught on. What is?
Oh, never mind. Jay-Z sold it to Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, for $435 million.
What? Ooh, I like the logo.
Yeah.
4 diamonds.
Yeah,
well, why is? Because it's a Norwegian American subscription based music. Isn't Spotify also based in Norway?
I think so, yeah.
What the fuck's up with Norway? Do they just have like different copyright laws and shit?
I'm not actually sure. Or Spotify was Swedish, I think, but same thing. Like Nordic countries. I don't know. Maybe they have different royalty laws there. No, the do you remember the emu girl who went viral for whatever reason? This fucking wasn't it this summer? She had like
the one that was like in front of the camera, and she's like, "Don't do it! I swear, don't do it!" And what was his name? Leonard?
Some like Elliot or Leonard or
I think it was
like
Elliot.
fucking...
She was like, "Don't do it, Elliot! I swear to my..." And it was like this weird thing where it was like, just stop doing what you're doing. But it was like she called him by a name, and he kept like getting in the way, and it was like,
yeah,
the hope.
So she had a thread where apparently the her like bird farm was regularly getting invaded by like wild fucking geese or something, and they brought avian flu that like wiped out like 99% of the birds on her farm. So she did like this thread about how all these birds were dying and the emu was really sick and might not get better. And then people did some digging and found out that she's super racist and has she got milkshake ducked
That's so
when
ironic
all her
because she loves birds.
died from avian flu. So I just wanted to make sure everyone was aware of that. The irony. The irony.
So fun. I just like, how did they find out she was racist? Did she
I
just
don't
have
know.
she was just like, well, emus are black, so why would she have a black bird? Wouldn't she like
You
stick to
can't.
ostriches?
Racist emu lady. How did they find this out?
Racist. She
Uh,
just like,
uh, uh,
did she
uh.
go DEFCON 3 on
She went
BIPOCs? Sorry.
racist emu lady.
I'm gonna
Oh, and
Google
she
that
was
too.
kissing. Wait, what's her? Oh, Emmanuel, not Elliot.
Oh, I was gonna say that's a weird name, but it's biblical, so that makes a lot of sense.
She was kissing her sick bird on the mouth,
Oh,
which apparently is super bad because avian flu can jump from birds to people pretty easily,
oh yeah, I think I saw something
especially
about that, like a
especially
zootropic virus, and somebody was
especially
like, "This is how it jumps."
if you're kissing a bird on the mouth. Which why would you do that anyways?
You mean the beak?
The it's still a mouth, isn't it?
Yeah,
Even if
but
it's a
it's called a
beak.
beak because they
Do
don't have
birds
lips,
have mouths? Wait,
dude. Emus would be the terriblest kissers because they don't have lips.
yeah,
Zing!
it'd
There's
be.
another dad joke for you. Needs some work. I'll come back next week with a good bird lip.
Let's workshop it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, I gotta go. I gotta
Okay.
go to the hospital to visit my kid.
Yeah, say hi to him for me. Thanks for
I will.
joining, everybody.
Thanks,
Sorry
internet.
if we got in the weeds and forgot what we were talking about when
I'm
we
not
were
sorry for that at all. It's
talking
good to be
about
back and just ramble about
Blink
fucking shit.
182. There was one
Oh
more
shit.
thing
Am
I
I
wanted
breaking
to
up?
say. No, you're good.
Am I breaking up?
No, you're good. There's one thing I wanted to say, but I can't remember. Ah, whatever. We'll save it for next week. Yeah. Anyways,
Cool. Thanks,
cool, cool.
internet.
Thanks for coming
Uh,
back.
hey,
It's a pleasure.
thanks for having me back.
It's
Good to
always
be
so
here.
much smoother with you.
I don't think that's true.
Because even when, because it's like I can like get lost and on a tangent and you kind of remember what we're talking about, but I always feel like when we have a guest, I'm steering the ship and I'm always like kind of a little uncomfortable because I'm like, I just don't want to be in charge.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think
whatever.
they're uncomfortable because they're a guest and they're like, well, I'm not going to bring this guy back on
Yeah.
topic. So, but again, thank you to all of our guests. You did admirable work. And thanks to you, Dale. And I'm going to get the fuck out of here because I just got a text from the hospital that my child is ready for a feed. So,
Okay, cool.
uh, until next week.
Stay angry.